to the Super Bowl. After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Receiver in motion, going right. And he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. The defense with a statement on the game's first play. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Oh no, right at the start, he loses the football. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll look to throw yet again. Got a man left side. It's caught. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. They'll look to throw again. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be brought down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Chance here for the first points of this Super Bowl. 1st down and goal. Back to the air one more time. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone. Set to go now on 1st and 10. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
So 4th down, they'll hand it over to A.J. Cole to punt it. Returnable from his own 4. And he'll give his guys a little bit more room to work with as he's able to get forward. Out. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. This drive begins with a run by Harris. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. Second and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. Now a screen set up for Harris. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. That is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 79 yards. Touchdown, Dallas. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. On 1st down, Daniels. Quick throw here is complete. Here's 2nd and 2. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Off the bootleg, here's Daniels. A throw on the move is caught.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Daniels to throw on second down. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
And he's going to be out of bounds after a pickup of about 4, but that is enough to keep the drive alive. First down. Daniels going to throw again. Throwing right, it's taken in. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the fourth quarter.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. Second and a yard. They motion the slot man left. On second down, it's Daniels. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Back to throw. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Jelani Woods. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play here in the big game. 37 yards.
We see so many wide receivers in today's NFL that almost resemble more of a running back style. When they get the ball in their hands, not only are they able to pick up big yards, they're able to fight through tackles and make people miss. That's an element that a lot of offenses are searching for. Takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A give, and here comes Harris. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll give it to Harris again. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Another run here with Harris. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one. A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. Here comes the blitz as he looks. That'll be intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position. There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Daniels now on 1st down. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Baltimore. Point after try, forthcoming. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. And they are unable to tack on the extra point. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He's going to take a shot down the field. And the Ravens will have great field position right around midfield.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend. But as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
Off the play fake, here's Daniels. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient. But at others, he just misses too many easy throws.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Micah Parsons, too tough to stop. Gets in to bring him down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
3rd and long, and here's Daniels. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Quarterback just has to get this ball out of his hands. I understand giving your guy a chance to pick up the first down. Let's see if he can get some space downfield past the sticks and put one on him. But once it's clear that's not going to work, this ball either needs to be thrown away, checked down, but you certainly don't want to continue to go backwards.
They'll indeed go. It's Daniels. This is caught. He's got a... Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And this will be recovered by the offense, so no run back at least, but it'll still wind up a turnover on downs.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
Let's go now. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They run it over center with Harris. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. A pass taken in by Harris. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Cowboys.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here's Harris. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
They'll run with Harris. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain. Here now, 2nd down and goal. One more time, it's Harris. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short, no gain.
I typically like to see the play-action pass on the early downs, Mike. Now they find themselves on third down. The defense is more prepared for the pass. They get stopped twice with the run. Do they go back to it a third time and take their chances?
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. That is second touchdown of this Super Bowl. The extra point by Aubrey is good. The Cowboys extend it to a 21-6 advantage. So, still the matter of 6 seconds remaining in this half. And the return team gonna... It's a touchback. Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive. So we are at halftime here in the Super Bowl. And for the final... as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. First and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And this rough day on the ground continues. They're going to drop him behind the line again. Throwing on second down. Daniel to the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. On first and 10, here's Daniels. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the first down. Throwing again, Daniels. That's deep for the back of the end zone.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
They try again. It's 2nd and 10. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. To the air again is Daniel. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. The ball comes out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands.
Trust me, Mike, I've been there. You're this close to the goal line. You're thinking you're going to score, and it's going to be 6. You're fighting, you're clawing, but you can't lose the ball. Everything has to be about protecting the football. Your heart drops when that ball slips out of your hands, and in this case, kind of dodges a bullet as this one goes harmlessly out of bounds.
He'll get this out to the left flat, and he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it's 4th and goal. They'll go. Here's Daniels. That's in the end zone and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 2.
Just think back to a few plays ago, Mike. This offense is finding themselves entering the red zone. It looked like we're about to see a touchdown, but that's how fast things can change in this game. The defense finds themselves with their back against the wall, coming up with a huge 4th down stop. Not only do they keep points off the board, but it's nicer to do it when you come off with the ball in your hand.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
A run with Harris. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down. He'll get this out wide. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big gain.
Give up the middle to Harris. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Pollard. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Catch made. That's Woods. 2nd reception of this Super Bowl. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback. And even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
On the handoff, it's Harris. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. One quarter remains. Second and 11. On the give, it's Harris. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stop it.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. A run. Here's Harris. And he's going to bring this one close to a 1st down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Now a 3rd and 2. Now, faking the give. And that is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys add on to their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And that one will not be returned over the back line of the end zone, so the offense will get the ball at a decent spot, the 30-yard line. first down. Daniel. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. Kayvon Thibodeau, former 5th overall pick, in there to drop him. On second down, it's Daniel. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with 1st and goal. Here's a run. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Aubrey now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cowboys will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Daniels. That is caught. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. There's that man again. Another catch. To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be taken down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Ravens. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The pressure got to him. He was hit as he threw it. It's incomplete, and they come up empty, trying for 2. We're down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick.
That's the thing about these onside kicks. They're really unpredictable. You're trying to get the ball to take that big high hop, but it doesn't. It ends up just going through everybody on the recovery team and ends up going out of bounds.
On the handoff, here's Harris running right. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
On second down, a run with Harris. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
They'll put a receiver in motion right. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
Well, maybe he's counting a little bit, Mike, on this defense being in pass mode, and maybe you can catch him off guard with the run call. In this case, the defense was ready for all of it. They hold them to no gain. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
Just under 2 minutes to play on Super Bowl Sunday. We're back to write a finish to the season after this. The offense staying out there for this 4th down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have a Cowboys first down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down. Now it's Harris. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Now a toss, left side for Harris. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Try to run for it with Harris. And it's a big run down to the 10-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. That's seemingly pretty silly with 1 second left in the game. So, not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And That will do it. This one comes to an end. And the Cowboys have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions again. Commissioner Goodell doing the honors, handing the Lombardi Trophy to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. On top of the world, they are your Super Bowl champions. So that'll do it for another spectacular season of the NFL on EA Sports. For my partner, Greg Olson, and our entire crew, I'm Mike Tirico. We'll do it again come the fall. Till then, so long from the Super Bowl.